Hello everyone, welcome back to Block to Block. Today we're doing our first block for our block of the month called All Seasons Quilt. This is a quilt that is being hosted by Peggy from Peggy's Quilting. Her Facebook group is Peggy's Quilting Group, I believe. So the instructions will be in a PDF form in the group there. I will also try to either link them into this video or add them on screen so that you can just take a screenshot and then you'll have everything. It's a very simple block. So this is month 1 and we're calling it All Seasons because we're going to do the blocks according to the seasons. You know, like February will be Valentine's Day, April, January, you know, all the months will have a block specific to them. So the first month is January and we're doing a snowman block. And this is what he's going to look like. So we're going to be doing a little applique, and I'm going to show you the way that I do applique. I don't do it traditionally, but that's okay. I mean, it still works. So I'm going to show you how I do it. So what you're going to need is a 12.5 inch white or background, whatever color background block you want to use. 12.5 inches square. You will need 4 blue or whatever color you want to snowball your corners with. 4.5 inch squares. You'll need 4 of those. You're going to need some black circles for the eyes. I just cut out random circles. You can make them as nice and neat as you want, or just do them kind of wonky like I did. Then you're also going to need an orange for your nose, like a carrot. Now I used my strip tube ruler, and I used the corner of it to get this, but basically your base needs to be about 4 to 5 inches and taper down. So however big you want to make the nose, whatever shape you want to make the nose, you cut it out the way that you want your snowman to be. So you'll need that. And then you're also going to need some fusible for fusing these to the front of our block. Okay, so it's pretty simple. So the first thing we're going to do is snowball the corners of our block, of our big square here. So what I like to do, let me pull this over here and pull you guys down. You can see the ironing board. I like to just iron a crease in this so that I know where to sew, because we're going to be sewing diagonally. You can do this however you want. If you want to draw a line, if that would be easier for you, you can do that. Some people have the diagonal seam tape on their sewing machine. That works. Just whatever. And if you hear a lot of background noise, like in the back, the tractor, my husband is on the tractor working on the road. So I live way out in the country, and sometimes we got to do what we got to do. So we're just going to add these to the corners of our, I know this white's going to be hard to see on my white table, but basically these are going to go on the corners like this, and it's called snowballing. So if I open this up, we're going to sew from here down to here. And this is why I like to iron the line, because then I can just sew right on the line, and it makes it just super easy for me. Or if you drew the line, you know, you could do it, it would be super easy to see. And I'm going to back stitch at the start and stop if I remember, because I will just lock everything on there. I say if I remember because sometimes I do not remember, but we can just go ahead and do all 4 corners. And just line this up here along with this edge here. And then you should be good to go. Alright, let me get these other 2 corners put on. Okay, so then your block should look like this. Now, I like to go ahead and iron these back at this time just to make sure that everything's going to match and that I got them on there right. Because if you need to fix them, now would be the time to fix them. If you, after you've cut the backs off of those, you know, you can't fix them. So, if they're a little small. So, I just do it now, make sure everything looks good. So, then I'm just going to take some scissors and I'm going to cut this excess away, leaving a 1/4 inch seam. And we'll do that for all 4 corners. Now your snowman face, you can make this just about any way you want to make it. I mean, this is just what we wrote up for the pattern, but you could get really creative. You could put little rosy cheeks on him, little pink cheeks, you know, little round circles for his cheeks, eyebrows, a mouth, just whatever you wanted. Whatever made your little heart happy. So there's our block. All right. So now... okay, so we're going to fuse our eyes and our nose piece. Now I'm just going to kind of rough cut this close before I fuse it. And then I use an extra piece of cloth so that the glue doesn't get all over my mat. Lay it down and make sure that's covering it, and then just press that on there right quick. And you can do it whatever way, you know, the manufacturer of the fusible that you're using recommends. And then I'll just trim this up real close to the edge. Now you can applique these on any way you want. I just do a straight stitch. I shorten my stitch and do a straight stitch right along the edge. So you can do this really any way. You can do blanket stitch. There's, I don't know, a bunch of different applique stitches. Whatever is going to work for you. So let me get the nose applique on. And I always use this extra cloth. It's like a canvas type stuff so it doesn't get on my pressing mat. And it just takes just a minute to put it on there. Okay. And then I'm going to cut this one out. Since this one's all straight angles, it would be easy to do with your rotary cutter. You know, I was just thinking this triangle shape, also, if you had a Dresden plate template, that might would work really well for a nose. Okay. All right. So now we just got to figure out where we want everything. So I'm going to lay my block out here. And I'm going to try to peel the paper off of the back of my fusible. This has got the paper backing. There's all different kinds out there. This is just what I had on hand. So you can sometimes take your seam ripper, there we go, and get up under that thing and peel that paper off. Okay, there's one. There, that worked out good. I think I put this one on for too long. It's really stuck. There we go. Okay, and then our little nose. Just be careful if you do this with your seam ripper, you don't go through the fabric. You don't want to put a hole in nothing unless you want nostrils on your snowman's nose. Oh. There we go. Now then. Well, I said now then. I thought we were going to have it. This stuff must be old or something. It's sure not wanting to work with me. There we go. Okay. All right. So, like I said, this would be the time if you wanted to make little eyebrows, you know, if he wanted a little hat, however you want it. Just get it like you like it, and then we're going to press these down. I don't know, that's kind of cute. I like that right there. I'll bring these down here in the eyebrows. You could measure this and get it exact. I'm just going to eyeball it. Like I said, you could make the nose a little smaller. You can make it look a little skinnier and then maybe put a little mouth or some, you know, little black stones for his mouth. However you wanted to do it. I'm good with this right here. So I'm just going to press those down. Just so that they stay in place. Okay, now all we have to do is just sew right around those and those, and we'll have it. Now I'm not going to change my thread color, but that is something to consider if you want your thread to blend in. you know, you'll need to use black thread here and maybe an orange thread there. That is just up to you, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to use this, what I've got in my machine, which is a cream colored thread. And I'm just going to see if I can put you guys here where you can see. And I am just going to get right on the edge and just do a straight stitch. I am going to shorten my stitch length down to just so that it'll make it easier for me to go around. So, and I'm going to turn this as I go. Hopefully I can stay right on the edge, which I'm doing a very poor job of. I'm just not big on applique, but I loved this block. I thought it was so cute. And I can do a little applique. It's just not one of my most favorite things. That's okay. Doing new things in 2022, right? Some of you more experienced quilters, though, may be able to do this way better than I can. Like I said, this is for my own personal, and I'm totally good with it. But I'm just trying to get as close to the edge as I possibly can. So I got pretty close there. And the white, you can see it, but it doesn't stick out too much. So I'm going to do this other eye, and then we'll get over here and do the nose. Okay, I'm fixing to start on the nose. And again, I'm just going to get as close as I can to the edge, and I've got my stitch length still turned down. I think I have it like on a 1.5, so it's pretty small. And I'm just going to sew right on along there, right along the edge. If you have that stitch length turned down, also, if you're appliquing the way that I'm appliquing, that is going to help to keep your fabric from fraying. So, there we go. Now, if you do a blanket stitch or a zigzag stitch, you know, it won't fray anyway. But this way, just getting it as close as we can with that small stitch is going to prevent that. Hopefully. I say hopefully, but I know it will. And then we'll turn, and I got to go one stitch this way. Okay. We're down the home stretch. Well, and I would recommend doing a lock stitch. That way it's all locked in, and our little snowman is done. How cute is he? Oh, he's a cute thing. Like I said, I may go in later and add some eyebrows or a mouth, but just as it is like that, it's super cute. Let me back you up where you can see it here good. Super cute. So that is block 1, our January block for our all seasons quilt. And like I said, I will try to get the instructions down below where you can download them. If not, you can join Peggy's quilting group. And I guess I could, you want to talk to me, join her group, and it'll be in there. And of course, we have a lot of fun over in that group. It's no nonsense, just all quilting related. Very helpful ladies, very kind and generous ladies. You know, like I said, we're all just a great group of quilters, I think. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Look for our February block, probably the first week of February. I'm going to try to get our blocks all posted the first week of the month, and we're going to do one for every month. So in December, you should have 12 blocks, and you'll have a really nice all seasons sampler quilt. Thanks so much.